All right, so hey, my name is Daniel. I created Cast 98 a couple years ago for community theaters to try and make the really painful auditions processes and rehearsal scheduling process a lot easier for community theaters. Every theater I went to as a performer, we filled out the same audition form, you know, a little nuance here and there with the questions, but it was essentially the same audition form and the same conflict calendar every single audition. And I was always like, why isn't there something better? Why can't I do this online? And so I finally set out to create it myself. I am a web developer by trade. And so I built Cast 98 in 2016 to make life easier for directors. So today we're talking about parents. And one of the great things about catering to community theater is that never before have I come across a piece of software that actually makes it easy for parents to manage their children's information. As parents of minors, you know, especially in a large cast with children ensembles, a lot of times parents will come in there with 2 or 3 kids in addition to themselves. They don't want to leave the kids there and go, you know, off and leave them at rehearsal and come back 2 hours later. So a lot of times the parents will be in the show with their children. So if the parent is scheduled for a rehearsal that the kid is not scheduled for, if the parent has a lead role or something and the kid is in one of the children's ensembles, there's a lot of differences there. And so I wanted to make it as easy as possible for parents to manage those children things. So why don't we dive right in? I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you all. And if someone joins, hopefully they will tell me if they can see it. All right, so I think I'm sharing my screen now. I'm going to flip over and look at it on YouTube. And I think it's working. Okay, cool. So here I am. I'm looking at the Cast 98 home screen. And if you're already a Cast 98 member, just go to the padlock up there and you can log in. Or if you're a brand new member, just click the blue button here. It says set up shop in 3 easy steps. And I'm going to go ahead and do that just because this is a demo. And so I want to go from the absolute ground up. And we're just going to say Joe Testerson. And his name is Testing Joe, or the email address, joe@cast98.com. That is a fake email address, so in case anyone's wondering, no, you cannot have my email address. Actually, you can. It's all over the website. So I'm just going to say that I found us on Google search and continue. Really easy. That's step 1. We can fill out all this basic profile information. If you're a performer or if you're a parent, I guess I should have mentioned this. If you're a parent, this is going to be the step 1 that you want to do. You want to set up your profile first. And so Joe Testerson, we're going to pretend that he is the dad of, we're going to say, 2 kids. And maybe he's not going to necessarily be in the show, but we're going to go ahead and set this up anyway. I'm the dad. Primarily, I'm an actor. How did I hear about you? Google search again. Save and continue. You're official, Joe. All right. Paper audition forms are finally extinct. Awesome. So now that I'm in, why don't I just go ahead and go backstage? You see, I've got 3 options here. I'm not a director, so I don't want to add a studio. I could go ahead and edit my conflicts, but because I've used Cast 98 before, I can tell you that you're going to be able to edit your conflict calendar when you submit your audition form. So we'll worry about that in a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and go backstage. And I'm going to look for Avengers the Musical. Right there. And I'm going to go in here. And as you see, audition form. There's the audition form we're going to want. But first, why don't I go ahead and create my children accounts, because that is something that I can go ahead and get started doing. So I'm going to come up here to the person icon and I'm going to click log out. Okay, and so now I'm going to do this process again. I'm going to set up shop in 3 easy steps. And we're going to say son of a Testerson. Son of an email address is son@cast98.com. Could chop this out of the video, but I'm not gonna worry about that now. And if you don't want to do these starter basic profile information, you can go to skip now in the top right, and it takes you straight to backstage, which is where we wanted to go. So at this point, that's great, but we got one more child to go. Actually, before we log out here, as you create your children's accounts, we need to go to edit my profile. And Cast 98 has a feature called Profile Assistant. and it's all the way down at the bottom underneath all this stuff. And the profile assistant is given the superpower of editing one's profile and conflict calendar and audition forms and rehearsal schedule. So as a parent, you want to make yourself your son and daughter's assistant. So the username that we set up when we just created that Joe account was, I think it was Testing Joe. I don't actually remember, and I better check on that. Let me just swap over to my secret administrative section, because I need to make sure I know Joe's username, or else this is not going to work. It is Testing Joe. Can you believe I couldn't remember that just from 2 minutes ago? Oops, we got a lot of required fields here, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 as that. And this is all required information because it's important that this information is included, on the audition form and stuff. So anytime you edit your profile, you do have to make sure you fill this out. Of course, once you fill it out once, you're not going to have to fill it out again. So I'm going to say Joe Testerson is my father, daddy. His email address is joe@cats98.com. His phone number is, doesn't matter. Well, we don't want a Y in there though. All right, and birthday is required as well. So October 24th, 1998. Make him nice and young. Actually, that's 20 years old. Oh man, I'm old. Okay, 2008. So this kid is 10 years old. It's made up fictitious child. Son of a. Okay. So Sonofa Testerson is officially in the system, and we made his assistant his dad. So now we can go to log out, and we're just going to go through this process one more time. And we're going to say this is Dodova Testerson with Dodova as a username and doctor@cats98.com. Password is something super secure. I promise you that. And how did we hear? Twitter, of course. And we're going to skip the basic profile information for Dada as well. And we're going to go edit my profile and follow that same situation. For country, we're going to obviously make her from the same place, Athens, Georgia. And then the emergency contact is Joe. Whoop, not just Joe Testerson. Relation is daddy. Well, let's make this one dad because she's a little more formal. Joe@cats98.com, and the phone number is probably not the same one I entered a minute ago. Oop, and birthday, December 5th, 2013. This is a 6-year-old girl. You can see why she wouldn't be filling out her profile on her own. But she's going to look so cute on stage. It's going to be wonderful. So, Testing Joe is Donova's. Oops, I forgot one. Donovan's phone number. It's going to be the same as the dad. Obviously, I put in the same number, obviously. And then now that you have your 2 children set up, you are all done for now. So we need to log back into your master account. Oops, I did not click that. All right, so now instead of setting up a new one, I'm going to go here and I'm going to go Testing Joe. My super secure password, 6 letters long. It will be deleted after this session, so don't try to use it. It won't work. Okay, so we can go backstage into Joe's account. We're going to go into Avengers the Musical. This is the show we want to audition for. If we scroll down under the audition form, you see now we can assist someone else. So both Dodova and Sonova and Dodova. I shouldn't have named that, but whatever. You get the point. So now we can submit audition forms for each of us. So I'm going to start with myself first. And you see we did not give Joe a phone number. Unbelievable. And the emergency contact, we also did not give Joe any of this. We're going to name our wife Francine. Francine, how do you spell Francine? Testerson, wife. Email is francis@cast98.com. And phone number and the birthday, 8/14/1995. All right, t-shirt size. You see, this is all the standard profile elements that a person can fill out. They're included. Every actor's profile is included in the audition form, so it asks all the same questions. And this is just step one. So step one is all the profile information. We can enter height, weight, t-shirt size, all that stuff that the directors need. Cast bio, we can update this at any time. And you see it grabbed our bio from the very beginning. And then our experience, we can say, you know, we have done many plays in college, but nothing recently. Dance experience, none, not 9, none. Vocal experience is 7 years. Training, whatever that means. Instrumental, trumpet, harmonica, obviously. Technical experience, none. Special talents, whistling. So obviously we would fill that out for realsies. Save and continue. And we have our conflict calendar. So the conflict calendar has 2 elements to it. You can leave a general note. So if you have a recurring conflict on a weekday, work day, maybe you don't get off work till 6:30, or if you work in the food service industry, you might have kind of a recurring Friday night and all day Saturday conflict. Maybe you don't want to mark every Friday night or every weekday on your calendar. So you could actually just say, work days, I won't be in town until 6 p.m. So something like that. And then for your actual conflict calendar, you can just come in and go to town. So let's say if I have a conflict every Monday night because of another rehearsal that I'm in or something, I can just click on all the Mondays and mark them up. But maybe I didn't actually have conflicts in January. It ends at the end of 2018, so I don't need to mark those. Oh, but there's a birthday and here's things. And maybe I don't remember what January 10th was, so I can say son's birthday. So I can type that in. Or maybe Friday and Saturday, you could say departing for vacay. And we want to put a time on this. Maybe departing for vacay at 6 p.m. So if they want to schedule you for a rehearsal before 6 p.m., the director certainly has that prerogative. And then on Saturday, back in town by 3 p.m. So on Saturday, if they put in some afternoon rehearsals, they'll be able to see that they can schedule you for something at 4 o'clock or later. And then obviously Valentine's Day, that's an important one. Oh, we didn't mark holidays. That's important. Christmas, day after Christmas, when we can say Christmas, Christmas, all of the Christmas. All right, so we're going to save our conflict calendar and keep going. And remember, this is for the dad. And so here we go. Group audition for leads, callback for kids. We're going to do that for our children, but not for Joe. We're auditioning as Joe right now. So group audition, leads only, and callbacks. Select this time slot if I'm available. I am available. Will you accept any role? Yes. I don't really have a preference, so I'll say NA on what roles I prefer. Again, this is step 3 of the audition form. Studios can't customize the audition form, but it does ask for all this information at every audition. So this is the show specific section, step 3. And so as the parent, you are going to just, be able to say that these are the roles your kids prefer. Maybe you just want to be in the show and you can mostly skip all this. But sometimes the director, they can leave notes here under audition information. And so they might have some instruction there to say something here under additional information. Maybe they want to know if you're comfortable kissing on stage, not really for the children, but as an adult. Or maybe they are going to say that there are some mature themes, anything like that. They might just ask you to confirm, kind of like Airbnb. They say, reach out to your host when you first book and just tell them a little bit about yourself. So maybe the director just wants to know a little bit about yourself. So we're going to say, Joe is the proud father of 3 little tykes, 2 of whom I hope will be in this show with me. If they're not, please don't cast me, because he's a good father and he wants to stay home with his children. Okay, so we're going to save and submit this for Joe. Voila. So Joe, if we try to go back into the audition form, you're going to see that instead of getting the audition form, we actually see the form that Joe has already submitted. So we didn't fill out a lot of the information here, but we did put in some stuff, and you can just see it there. You can change your information here. You don't want these roles. I don't want to be Mantis. And we can save our changes. So that's how that works. So once we've done everything we need to do for Joe's audition, all we have to do is come down to assist someone else. And for Dadafa, it's going to be the same situation. So we scroll down, we see we've already filled in all this information, and maybe I'm in a hurry and I don't want to add any new profile information. Step 2 is for conflict calendar. Work days, she doesn't have work. Preschool until 3 p.m. every weekday, obviously. And so it looks like it's pulling in dad's conflicts right now. It's not supposed to do that. So I will go in and fix that. But for now, we're going to just be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, sure, dad's conflicts work, but we're going to add a little extra because she is a preschooler. So we don't want her to be overwhelmed with her rehearsal schedule when the time comes. And that looks good. We're going to go ahead and save and continue. Step 3 is her role preferences, and also she's a child, 12 and under. So we're going to go ahead and check that box. She is available for callbacks or callback for kids. So we don't need this one. We need the callback for kids. Will she accept any role? Sure. Children's ensemble will be great. And no additional information, just to get things rolling here. Save and submit. Voila. Now, if we try to go into Datify, you see, whoops, okay, I will fix that as well. It should take us to Datify's audition and let us edit hers just the same as we edited ours. So we're going to do the same thing for Sonova. And we're going to skip all his profile information as well. And then we're probably going to see dad's stuff here. Sonova is done with school about 4 o'clock each day, except Wednesdays he has band practice. So that is a lot of information. So maybe we should also just come in and mark Wednesday off of Sonova's conflict calendar. And we could say till 7 p.m. band practice. And I'm just going to copy that and paste it into every single Wednesday conflict. Not Christmas, though. We'll keep Christmas the way it is. So this initial setup can be a little bit arduous for parents, but the beauty of this is that if you go through the pain of creating their profile and actually filling in their experience and their cast bio and their height and their weight and their birthday and emergency contact info, all that stuff, once you've done it once, you're never going to have to do it again. So every show henceforth, Joe Testerson will not have to come in and mark these conflicts for his children. Now, obviously, we only saw a conflict calendar through February. So as the months go by, new conflicts might emerge for the summer, depending on what the kids are doing in the spring. They might have new conflicts. So it is important to kind of not just glaze over it, but to actually mark real conflicts. But at the same time, it's fine to do this. Yeah. So for the show questionnaire for Sonova, we got children 12 and under because he is only 10 years old. Callback for kids, accept any role, yes. Children's ensemble, yes. And yeah, all these things. Additional info. Sonova only wants to be in numbers with his dad, please. So Sonova maybe is a little bit shy and wants to take care of that. So once we have submitted all of that, it now becomes really easy to do more things. So we just added our parent here. Let me flip back so you can actually see me while I talk to you. Hey, there we are. So we just went through a few things. We created our children's account, and again, it's kind of time consuming. It probably takes 5 minutes for each child account to go in and actually fill out their profile and fill out their conflict calendar. But especially the profile, once you've done it once, you're not going to have to do it again. And then we submitted an audition for each of our children. And so each audition form, if you've already done the profile and you've already done the conflict calendar, that's going to take you all of about 2.5 to 3 minutes for each child. And so now I need to skip ahead a little bit because the director has to do some things. So the director I'm going to log in as myself. Let me get my screen sharing back on. I'm going to log in as myself, the director for Avengers the Musical. And we're going to take a look at what the director has to do to put your child into the show. So I'm going to log in as Daniel Fowler with a super secure password. That is not going to be the right one. That's going to be the right one. All right, so I'm going to go backstage. I'm going to go into Avengers the Musical, and you see, because I am a director, I see a lot more stuff here. So that's all great, well, and good. You also see I can assist a lot of people with their audition form. But for now, I'm going to go and take a look at our auditionees. And if we scroll down, we should come across our Testerson family. And sure enough, here we are. There is a little bug here that's marking them all as Joe Testerson, but I'll go in and make sure that that's fixed soon, just a few minutes after we finish this video. It's really not a big deal, because all I have to do as a director is I can come in here and look at all the profile that was submitted, all of the, you see all the notes we left for the conflict calendars and all those things. I can score the dad and the children on various areas, and we can say roles being considered for the old wizard. I don't know. Offer him a role. Sure, we're gonna offer dad a role. And yeah. All right. So now that we have done that, the director can go into manage the cast. And let's say instead of Daniel Fowler for Phil Coulson, we want to add Joe Testerson. And so we're going to click on Joe's name. Joe is now Testerson, and we're going to add a couple of new folks down here at the bottom. So because all three are Joe Testerson, I need to make sure I select each one separately. And we're going to make this, let's see, who's another superhero we don't have yet? Aquaman. He's going to make an appearance in the new Avengers musical. So that's going to be awesome. All right, we're going to save those changes. Okay, and so now we can, I'm not going to log back into Joe Testerson because I have the same stuff set up on my account as you saw. If I go back to the production information and scroll down, I have a lot of people who are my assistant. And so they are all also in the show, by the way. So what I can do now, if I put myself, even though I'm logged in as a director, if I put myself back into Joe Testerson's shoes, and I come here, well, here, I will log back into him just so you can see how quick things happen on Cast 98. Nope, that's the wrong account. Testing Joe. We're going to go backstage. We're going to go into Avengers the Musical. And oops, we're going to go back up here. Oh, we have not released cast list. Okay, so there's a few steps that the director has to go through to actually give Joe access to the rehearsal schedule and things. So I'm just going to skip that for now, but I will log back into myself as the director. But I'll take off my director hat, and under casting crew for rehearsal schedule, you see here's the rehearsal schedule. This is all my stuff, and you can see that because if I go to just mine and click on the people icon, my name is highlighted. My name is highlighted. My name is highlighted, and here's people with conflicts on these rehearsals. So for anyone who is not me, so if these are my children, Hugo Jackman maybe is one of my children, I can click on Hugo Jackman, and so now I'm viewing all of Hugo Jackman's rehearsals. And if I go to just mine, he should be in all of these. And so if I click on the people icon, you see Hugo Jackman is indeed an attendee for all of these. You see he's an attendee on this one, but he also has a conflict, so he's highlighted and crossed out. And as Hugo Jackman, I can add rehearsals to my Google Calendar or to my iCalendar or to my Yahoo Calendar, etc. So really easy to export rehearsals. And so if you are a parent of a child or several children, surprisingly, some of the shows I have been in are really interesting because there are moms and dads that are parents of about 6 kids, and they always do shows together. So it's really crazy because there's teenagers who are, getting leading and supporting roles, and then there's also little children that are just running around looking cute. And so that's a really cool experience. And with Cast 98, life for those large families gets a lot easier. So instead of wasting a lot of time setting up audition times, filling out audition forms, and then messing with the schedule for everybody, Cast 98 puts it all in one place and makes it really, really easy to manage those child accounts from one place without ever logging out. Trying to think, I think that covers everything. We set up our children's profiles, we submitted their audition forms, and we looked at their rehearsal schedules. I think that's just about it. One thing I will show you if you are a parent and you're new to Cast 98 is these other two tabs here, contacts and bios. So for the director, they can come in and see t-shirt sizes and emergency contact info for everybody. But for you, the parent, it also is your connection to, you see here, Lauren Ball is the acting coach and Victoria is the stage manager. So if you're running late to a rehearsal, here's the phone number for Victoria that you can just call up and say, hey, we're running a few minutes late, or you know what, we're not going to make it. Sanaba is throwing a tantrum. And so, fun stuff. Oh, you know what? I flipped over there, but I don't think yeah, I didn't share my screen. So let me share my screen. Sorry about that. Now I'll look at that again. So, okay, once you're logged in to the show, you'll see this cast and crew navigation here. And if you click on contacts, brings you to the cast and crew contacts. And not only can the director post a lot of important information here for you that you need to read, but also if you scroll down, you see the role that each person is playing. Holly Spires is the director. Here's her phone number if I need to contact her for any reason. And as the director, I have access to emergency information as well. So really, really handy, both for the director and for the parent of the child. And then cast bio obviously is pretty self-explanatory. You can come in and read everybody's cast bio. Not many people have filled this in, but a few have. And so when your children fill theirs in, they will appear here as well. If we scroll all the way down, we should see, yeah, Spider-Man, that's Joe Testerson. So, so yeah, great stuff. Wish someone was actually logged into our live event here and I was asking questions so that I could answer them, but I don't see anybody. So we're going to post this video up on the website so that you can view it at any time. And I hope that as a parent, you enjoy using Cast 98. As always, if you find anything difficult or confusing or challenging, or if you have a great idea or suggestion for a new feature or something to make your life a little easier, I'm all ears. Please go to cast98.com/support. And you can submit the form there and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thanks everybody for watching. And if you're going to be attending the South Carolina Theater Association conference coming up in the middle of November, I will be there. So please come and give me a shout out, high five me, and we'll get to know each other face to face a little bit, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks everyone.